Hi guys, very good evening to you. In this video, we are further going to talk about one of the query I have received last time from one of my subscribers. And if you are watching this video for the first time, then this is what actually my subscriber Salim, she actually written this email. Let me show you the video number 165. Now this is the video which I have uploaded last week, and let me quickly tell you exactly what we did. So she asked that in this cell we have a text and the numbers. So let's say if I have this text value, if I have this value in the cell, then we would like to have the start and the end point of a specific character. In this case, in my video I talked about the C character. So what we want to do actually is we want to check the first and the last position of the C, wherever it is getting the link, the continuity is getting we are actually not getting the continuity in the text. Like for example, the third character, as you see, it's H, right? So that means the C is actually, the continuity for the C is breaking here. So we would like to stop there and we would like to print the value called 1 and 2, right? And thereafter, wherever the C is getting started, so that value should also come. So in this case, the answer is 1, 2 and 4, right? And let's say if I have 4 C's, then what I would like to do is I would like to have the start point of the C and the last point is 4, because between these 4 characters, C, these are the ones which are actually repeating. So we would not like to have it. We just would like to have the start point and the end point. So similarly, if I put some sort of this stuff, let's say, then your answer should be 1, 3 and 5. This is what you require. And if you have this kind of output, let's say, then your answer should be the 1, and then the continuity is not there. So again, we'll find that from where the C starts. So that is going to be the third position, and after the third position we have 2 C. So we would like to capture the last C, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one. So this is what exactly we talked about this in the previous video. If you haven't watched that video, this is the video number 165. You can go to my website excelvblover.com and you can find all those Excel video videos on this segment called the video tutorials. And similarly, if you're looking for the VBA training videos, you can go to the video tutorials also. And this is exactly my training courses available, which I actually take online through Skype application. And you can also send me any of the email, just in case if you want. You can go to the contact us, and or maybe my number is also available here, so you can write your query as well, just in case if you have anything troubling you. So what happened when I uploaded the video, I again received a reply from her, and this time actually Salim is saying that thanks Ajay, very skillful in explaining the build-up of equation coupled with intelligent use of simple formulas to achieve otherwise complex result. Exactly, it was a very complex actually kind of a situation. Notice that it is not a single step formula, and obviously to combine them in single formula is very painful process. Not sure if array equation offer a help. We'll try to develop this, as I promised last week that the second solution would be on the array and the third would be on the VBA. Therefore, I cannot wait for the VBA solution. This is actually, she has written this because in my previous video I talked that about the VBA program. Also, we can prepare a function which can do such task for us. So I forgot to mention the split result into the 2 columns. For example, 1 to 6, 1 will be assigned as a column A, 6 to B. Now I'm not clear much on this, but still today I'm going to tell you about the arrays functions. Now guys, if you are watching this video for the first time, then this is the video number going to be, I think, 166 or 167, and do subscribe to my channel if you like the video. And there are as I said, 165 videos available on my YouTube channel, and or maybe you can directly go to the these video tutorials. And this time this video is going to be we are going to talk about the arrays, the functionality of the arrays, right? So just be with me. I know it's going to be a little difficult because arrays are actually very advanced, very high-tech stuff actually, but I must tell you, if you get the mastery on the arrays, then definitely you can actually be very powerful in Excel. Now these are the videos, you should not miss them. They are very long videos and they are all on the arrays, right? Okay, so the first thing, if you don't know the arrays, then I would say that after watching this video, you can go and watch the other videos as well on the arrays as I was showing you. So we are going to use the Control Shift Enter. This is what we are going to use to cut short. Okay, now when we use the arrays, actually we use the arrays wherever we want to get all the values in one table, in one cell, and the F9 is the key to expand the result. Now let me quickly show you. Let me write some name here. Let's say, now see, if I do this, if I want to extract the first alphabet, so then what will you do? Obviously you will use the left function and you will write here 1, right? Extract the 1 character from the left, and for every cell we need actually a 1 formula. So if you have 4 cells, then obviously you will like to have the 4 different cells where you can actually put the formula and can extract the value, right? Now I'm not gonna go much in the depth that where we are going to use this. I'm just simply giving an example. But with the arrays, the same function, if I apply, let's say I'm going to apply the left function. Now when you work on the arrays, they have the capability of storing all the multiple values in one cell. So this time, instead of choosing this one cell, I can even choose the entire range. Now this looks very, I know, weird for somebody who doesn't know anything about the arrays, but this is what exactly, I always talk that this is the class. This is actually the power of, arrays. It's a great functionality given by the Microsoft. I just won't, stop thanking them every time I work on the arrays, because they are actually wonderful. Now let me tell you, so if I'm going to write here 1, the number of characters, as you know, I've pressed Control Shift Enter. Now look at this formula. It shows A only, but when you actually going to press F9 here after your this equals to C, you will get all the output. So you have all the the values. You're able to store all the values in just single cell. If I remove this equals to, though it is not required, but just from the understanding perspective, I'm actually telling you. So these are actually called the arrays, and this is what we are going to do today. Okay, so let me create this in the different sheet. So let's just create some cell here, and now what exactly, in my previous video I did not use the arrays. I instead prepared, I did actually 3-4 steps, and that is why subscriber written that if this can be done with the arrays, then it would be really great, because writing 3-4 formulas, it's actually a little cumbersome process. So we're going to start with the arrays. The first thing which I'm going to do, I'm going to extract all these cells one by one. So I'm going to form this kind of a table. I'm going to form this table C4 and then 5 and then C. Okay, and then I'm going to actually find the positions of this C, like this is going to be 1, this is going to be 4. Once we are able to find the positions, then I will tell you what exactly we need to do. But for now, let's quickly start, and let's first of all achieve this kind of a target, C4, 5, C. Now if you remember, in the previous video we used the mid function, but we used in a very normal way. But if I have to use this using that the functionality called arrays, then this is how we will do the thing. So here let me write the mid function. Now before I start with the mid function, I want to tell you one thing which is very important. See this formula. If I write this function, this one, and let's say I'm going to write length of this function, which I'm going to pass on in the this height parameter. So let me press Control Shift Enter. There we go. Now see what will happen. Look at this, 1 2 3 4. Now what is it all about actually? So if you know the offset function, okay, then it will be very easy to understand. We actually, when we use the offset function with these parameters called the height and the width, height and width actually we use to form the table. So in a table you can actually, if you put the height as 3 and width 1, so that means it is going to have the 3 rows and 1 column, right? But right now you can simply remember this function using this this entire formula. This entire formula is going to give you actually 1 2 3 4, because I have used here length of d4. D4 means the length of d4 would be what? It is going to be 4. So I'm using this length d4 in this height parameter. So that means if my table starts from let's say from the p1, then I will have 4 rows, right? And then using the row function, I'm actually trying to get the row number. So it's like this. If I start from here, what would be the row number of A1? You know, it is going to be 1. If I drag this down, what will be the row number? 1 2 3 4 5. So this is a kind of a stuff I'm going to create using the offset function. This offset function, let me just remove the equals to so that you can refer to this. This simply writing this will give you the a table having a value called 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on, right? Having this length function, it will always help us in identifying how many rows we need to create. So the first thing which I will do, I will split them using the mid function. Go in this text and then the start number. Now what is the start number? Obviously I would like to use the offset, so I'm going to put all the 1 2 3 4 start numbers in just a single formula. So I'm going to start from here, and then the row number and the column number will be 0 because we don't need any movement. If you know the offset, then I'm sure you would be understanding what I'm talking about. The height is going to be the number of the characters I have in my this table, and the width has to be 1. Control Shift Enter. Okay, I forgot one parameter, which is, let me close this and press enter. How many characters do you want? So I want every time 1 character. Okay, so this is a great array formula. Now you can see if I press F9 here, I beg your pardon, let me show this again. F9, there we go. Now we have got C4 5C, so we are able to extract them, okay, using this function. So it's a simple function. I mean, this is the kind of a work we are doing. If you don't use the array, then this is what you will do. Start from the first position and get me the 1 value, and then again in the mid you will write here mid, go in this cell, start from this time from the second position, give me the 1 character, and then again you will write one more if. This is what exactly I did in the previous video. So you can watch that video after watching this, and then that will give you a good understanding what I'm talking about. But to combine this, every the C4 5 and again the C, we have used this direct row offset. So I don't have to write here 1 2 3 4 manually. The start number will automatically be going to be give me this value 1 2 3 4. So once you have this value, let me show you the table. Let me just copy this and put it in the cell here, so that side by side you can also see what is happening. Let me press F9 and let me remove the equals to. Now this is your table inside this yellow one. Okay, so now what you want to do, you want to see that where you have the C. So this is how you write, guys, equals to C. I know it's going to be a little tricky for you because this is the arrays and they're very, they're actually difficult to understand in the beginning, but once you get the mastery, once you get the practice, then you will be very powerful, I must tell you. Control Shift Enter, and this is what now your array would look like. Look at this. True, false, false, true. So wherever you have the C in this table, and we can see here in this the first C, because we are doing the comparison, right? In this function we are saying that let's compare all the things, because as I was telling you in the beginning that arrays is a technology where you actually can extract, we can compile all the different cell values into one cell, and then you can apply whatever the function you want to apply. So here we are saying that equals to C. So if this C equals to C, yeah, it is C, so you have the result called true, and then false because next is 4, and then again false because next is 5, and then true. So once you got that, this kind of a, now we are in this scenario, we are here, we have got them converted into true and false. Now what next? The next thing is very, very important. Now you would like to get the position of C, as I was telling you that we would like to see where actually C exists. So to get the C, what you need to do, you need to again form an array using this functionality, so that you can have a different array with the numbers 3 and 4, and then you can multiply them together. So what will happen when you're going to multiply true? Now true in Excel is considered as a 1. Remember one thing, right? If I multiply this and this, and you might be thinking that if I multiply this, it will give me the error because it is a text, then you are actually doing a mistake, right? Now if I multiply this, let's say A with C, then obviously you will get the error because you can't actually multiply the text, or you can't sum them. But if you sum the true together, you will get the 2. So that means true is not a text in Excel, right? So it is considered as a 1 and false is considered as 0. So what will happen then, this array will be multiplied with this, true will be multiplied with 1, and then you will have the array called 1, and then false is going to be multiplied with 2. So false means 0, 2 multiplied 0, it will give you 0, and then similarly 3 multiplied by false, it's going to give you 0, and then true multiplied with the 4 will give you the 4. So finally you will end up having the positions of your C value, right? So how are you going to do that? So I'm going to multiply this sign, and then I'm going to quickly form this one. So again I'm going there, let's say M1. You can choose any cell having the 1 row, and then the length, and then the 1, and Control Shift Enter. There we go. Now the moment I am going to press F9, this is what you'll get, as I was explaining you, right? Now once you get that, now what is the next step you need to do? Now that's very important, right? So look at the formula, guys. We are actually, it's fabulous. It looks great, you know, it gives a great feeling actually when you develop these big formulas. Now what you need to do is very important. So this is the array which is here in the yellow one, right? So now what we need to do is we need to actually remove the 0 signs, and once we are able to remove these 0 signs, what we will do, we will have, you know, I want to create this array in this situation. I want to convert this into this, right? Space and 1 4, and then what I will do, I will use the small function. I will say that give me the first smallest number here, so I will have the 1. Then I will say here give me the second smallest number, then I will have the 4, and so on, right? So once you have this these numbers 1 and 4, then obviously you can use your if and, you know, all the comparisons. So let's go ahead and let's do this. So the first thing which I will be doing here, I'm actually going to write a function called if. If you're in this array, you know, each element in this array is going to be 0. This is how we write. So it is going to be 0, then it is going to be space. Otherwise I want this array back. I'm using the simple if condition. There we go. Control Shift Enter. Now let me press F9. Now you see wherever I have the 0, it is going to give me the error, right? So once I have these errors, then I will again use the if error now in this function. Let me expand this. It's giving me this error because of the reason that we don't have actually the arrays like this. We have this 1 colon 2 colon 3 and, you know, 4 and so on. So what happened when you are actually going to create this 0, it is not going to take that 0 as a space, but it will give you the error. But not a problem. Once you have the error, then you can write here if error in the beginning. For any error, I want a space. Otherwise, you know, whatever you have in your table. So I'm going to copy this entire stuff till here, and yeah, this one I think. Let's see if we are correct. For any error we need the space, and if it is not the error, then I believe this should also work, the multiplication, because here we are actually getting the position. Let's see, Control Shift Enter. Okay, so we have some problem here. My bad. Oh, all right, it's very simple actually. I'm so sorry. We don't have the, so in the if error we actually have, I was thinking I'm applying if is error. You just have one thing to write. If the formula works, fine. If the formula doesn't work, then what you would like to do. So it's very simple actually. Okay, so you write simply if error. If this entire function gives you the error, then value of error in this parameter you will write space. Control Shift Enter. Now let's look at this, and we shouldn't see any error. There you go. All right, very nice. So now you got the space and 1 4. Now you can actually do the comparison, right? So what I'm now going to do, let me create some column here. Now what we are going to do, now remember this is what we have. Let me just show you again. 1 space and 4. So this is our table. 1 space and 4, right? Now what we are going to do, so in other words, this is how the table is. Here we don't have anything, here we don't have anything, and 4. This is your table actually, you see. So what you will do, you will find the smallest number from this table. Obviously 1 would come, and then the second smallest number. So wherever you have a value for the C, that will be captured, right? So how are you going to make that? Then you will write here small function. Look at the formula, it's going very long. Yeah. So now in this entire table, I'm looking for the smallest number. So for the smallest number, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the column function, column of, let's say, A1, because column of A1 will give me 1. Okay, I have already explained this in the previous video. Let me press Ctrl Shift Enter. Okay, I'm so sorry, it's actually the column function. Okay, the column A1 will give me the column, the rank, the value for the A column, which is 1. Control Shift Enter, and we should be able to work. Oh, great! So it's working. Let me show you. This is what exactly we did: column and this. Right. So the good thing is, when I drag this left to right, you will have all the columns one by one because of the reference changes. So when I'm going to drag this formula here, then I will have the another position, because 1 will not be repeated, because the next time it is going to look for the second smallest number, right? So before we do that, we quickly need to freeze the table wherever it is required. So D4 I am supposed to freeze, so that moving left to the right, D4 should not change. U1 should also be freezed completely. D4 should also be freezed, and U1 is also, we need to freeze this. D4 again, D4 again. Look at the formula, guys. That's why people actually get scared when they look at the arrays formulas, but they are actually easy to build up if you are very comfortable. I mean, if you know the basics, so, but undoubtedly, I mean, they are a little tough to understand, but I guess it has its own benefit, right? So there is no harm in learning it. Okay, so I'm gonna keep A1 as $1 only, so that moving left to the right, this should be changed to B1. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's create this control V. I get the error. Let me drag this here, drag this here. Okay, so we get the error. Let's just press F2. What's wrong with this? Let me check once again. Okay, so what is the problem in this? Let's quickly identify. There must be some reference error, I believe. Okay, we're starting from here. We're saying the D4 offset, that's you have in the U1, and the length of the D4 offset 00 offset. Let me okay, this A1 is going to give me, okay, let's do one thing. Instead of this B1, let me for the moment write here manually 2, the second smallest number I want. Oh yeah, look at this, I got the value, right? So this is a problem. What is the problem? Column A1. So column A1, when I dragged it to this side, it is going to be B1. Yeah, so you should be able to actually column B1. Why it is not giving the value? That's very strange. Let me press Ctrl Shift Enter. Ah yeah, my mistake, I'm so sorry. Actually you need to press Ctrl Shift Enter, alright, because you are using the arrays. So what happened, if I undo it, see there is no curly brackets, but in the arrays you always have actually the curly brackets. So let me quickly press Ctrl Shift Enter, and now you have the curly brackets. You can see Excel creates them at the end and in the beginning of this. So that means whenever you see any curly brackets, remember so that formula is built up by whosoever has built up that formula as an array. So now let's quickly go ahead and let's Control and V. So there you go. Now obviously you don't have anything here because we have just 1 and 4, so you have this table, you have the error. So you can also handle the error again, because obviously in our table we have only 2 values, so the third smallest value will never be there, right? But if I just show you, if I write here CCC, look at this now, what will happen? Oh wow, bingo. So you got the 1 2 3 4, all the values are coming. Now the next step is actually to check where the C exists, right? And I've already explained my previous video, right? So but before we do that, let me quickly do one thing. Let's just put one more if error, because I hate to see the errors. So I'm saying that if you have any error, give me the space. Control Shift Enter, and there we go. So now I'm going to drag this formula. All right, so we have all these numbers available. Now if I put here, let's say this one, this, look at this. The first position is 1 and the second position, you know, again is the fourth one, right? So if I write here this 1 2 3 4 5 6, if I write this, then the answer should be 1 3 5. Perfect, very nice. Now what exactly you want to do, let me show you. This is what now we are targeting. We need only the first position, right? So dear my subscriber, I know you have asked me specifically that is there any way to, you know, put this to use a single formula. So though we have used a single formula, but for this comparison you have to use here somewhere one more line, right? Final output, let's say. And I think this is very easy. You can create this if you have a long list. You can actually create this, you know, by creating a, by inserting a line, and you can actually get this kind of a output from every cell. It's not a big deal, right? You can put this formula in front of them, and then the next formula, let's say the next value, if it starts from here, then obviously, you know, the same formula you just need to copy and paste it here, and just take care of the references, because right now I have freezed the D4 completely. So in your case, if you're dragging it down, you need to remove this $sign, so that on moving it down it should be D6 and whatsoever, I mean, you know. So the final output is going to be this is going to be 1 only, because we are obviously, if you have a C, then you will always like to have a first value, you know, to be popped up. Now what about the second? Now in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply write that, look, if your difference, if u minus u, this 2 minus 1, if you are equals to 1, and at the same time, either if this is minus this, if this is going to be again 1, right, then what does that mean? Now see, it's very interesting. Wherever you have the difference between the previous value and the value, you know, where you actually trying to put this formula, so if you have the difference as a 1, then that means it's a continuity, it's in the continuous form. You have the numbers like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So if you have those numbers, you would like to avoid the numbers we are coming again and again. Like in this case, you have 1 2 3 4, so you would like to capture only 1 and 4. So these 2 and 3 are going to be skipped, we are going to miss them. So how you going to decide that? Obviously, if the difference between these values is 1, then that means there is a continuity. It means that, you know, the C keeps coming in again and again, right? So what we will do, we will say that if the difference between these values is 1, then we would like to have the space. Otherwise we would like to have this position, we would like to capture this position. So I'm going to drag this, and there we go. All right, so there's some problem here. Let me check what is the issue. Okay, so for the last value, actually, because, you know, we have only 4C, so we have to think about this option, because what is happening, this J7 minus I7, it's actually not giving you 1. So that's why it's giving the error. If you go to the formula bar, let me show you what is happening. Look at this. Let's click on the evaluate. There we go, 4 minus 3. So that 4 minus 3 is actually giving you 1. So the result 1 equals to 1 is going to be true. And the next value is J7 minus I7. So J minus you know, I7 is going to obviously give you the error, because in J7 you don't have anything. You can see from here. So it's going to give you error, right? So I guess whenever you have the error, where you will have the error, I think only in a situation where the last value is coming. Okay, so for the last value, maybe if I write here, let's say here, if I put the if error, that if you have the error, then please get me the value, because I think the error will come only in the last value. So I'm going to write this. If you have the error, then that's it. Let's see if it is going to work or not. Okay, so we got this, and I'm going to drag this formula further Okay, now we got this final output. Let me just give this a green color. I hope this formula is going to work. Let's do some changes. So let me delete all this, all the junk things. Let's just make this clean. Maybe let me just keep it like this only. Just concentrate on this part. So here I'm going to write C2C. So what should be the answer in the green one? The answer should be 1 and 3, right? Great. So you got the 1 and 3. Perfect. Now let's do one thing. Let's just write 5C. So the answer should be 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 5. Oh, great. So this is also working. So I'm going to start this. So the answer should be now 2 and 4. Wonderful. Very nice. So you see, this is how you're able to build, you know, the entire stuff. So I think now we can write whatever we want. Okay, now in this case, what will be the answer? The second position, second, and then 4, 5, and then 6, 7. Okay, so we got the 2, and after the 2, we should actually get 4 as well. So we got the position here, 2 and 4 and 5, and then 8 and then 9. That is correct, I think. 2 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's correct actually. So okay, so now we are saying that if the difference between these values is equals to 1, then it should be space. Absolutely, it should be space. Okay, so I guess we should use AND then, because wait a second, let me drag this. Okay, so now are we good on this? 2, 4 and 5 and 8, 9. Yes, 2 is correct, 4 is also correct, 5 is also correct, 6, 7, 8, 9 is also correct. Will this work if I put it here? Yeah, it's working. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will this work? The answer should be 1 and 3. Oh, great. This is nice. The answer should be 2 and 3. Perfect. It looks like a magic, isn't it? Well, that was a brilliant question, of course. There is no doubt to that. So 1, 2, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got the 1, 2 and the 7, the starting position and all that stuff. And obviously, you know, over here you can concatenate them, whatever way you want to concatenate them. Like I'm gonna concatenate them like this. So that's a very easy task. I mean, you can also do the same stuff in the green one, in the green cell itself. I'm not going to teach you about that. That's very simple. So this is how you can build this function. Amazing, because you guys are amazing. You guys ask amazing questions. I just actually go and upload the videos, so it's not anything. I'm not doing any appreciation for myself, but indeed it was a good question. So I hope this is something you will definitely like, because this is exactly the arrays I was talking about. Look at the formula. It feels so proud, when you actually invent a kind of the formulas. Anyways, very interesting. And so I will come up with some more stuff. And again, I'm repeating, if you haven't watched the video which I was telling you, video number 165, please do so. It's the another solution. It's a simple one actually, without the arrays. And this one is absolutely, it's a tough one, but it has its own beauty, right? Okay, so thank you so much for your question again, and thank you so much for your all emails. I will come up with some more exciting stuff, and till then, you stay happy and have a great learning. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.